and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwood alongside head coach Darren Schoenrock. And Coach, it's been a very busy week here on Tuesday. You wrapped up 5 games in 5 days, and we'll talk about that Belmont game next week. But let's go back to the weekend where you faced Cincinnati. They got you the first 2 games. It was kind of a funny series. It was a tight pitcher's duel in the first game, a 1-0 loss. They kind of opened up things and ran away with a 16-4 win on Saturday. But you come back Sunday with a short roster, and you pull out a 6-2 win up in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was you saw all three sides of the ball play well at times. Colton Hathcock continues to give us good opportunities to win on Friday against Friday night starters. He's drawn the tough starts and has pitched very well. And we lose a 1-0 game that we had some opportunities early. Zellner, their Friday night guy, has beaten everybody in the league and has basically done that to everybody in the league. Felt like, talking to Ty after the game, says we really got better swings off against him than anybody has all year. So he's been very dominant. Colton is starting to show the dominance of a Friday, and then we're having a hard time getting consistent pitching through the weekend, and Saturday showed that.
Coach, turnaround Sunday, a 6-2 win, and Ferguson really coming on. His last 2 starts, he seems to progressively get better each week.
Yeah, Matt, he'll kind of get you on the top step of the dugout a few times, and he goes, time to make a visit, and then he'll settle down and make a pitch, and that's maturity. That's pitching maturity. He's a senior that's figured out how to do damage control, how to salvage an at bat when he goes deep in the count. That our young guys just don't have the ability to do yet, and that's something that hopefully our young guys are watching. Matt's stuff has gotten better, but the thing that's gotten better is his maturity and his experience, and so he did exactly what we needed on Sunday, and then we threw a big inning on the board early, and that held up, and we got the win on the road against the first place team in the league.
And you needed an early lead. You got a 5-run inning in the second. He pitched well, got deep in the game because, as we mentioned, a shortened roster. One of your managers got a little bit of a stomach bug on Saturday. Unfortunately, that kind of spread around. You only dressed out 20 guys for that game on Sunday. And I know a lot of people say, well, you only play with 9 guys. But that really kind of limits the movements you make. Pinch hitters, bullpen moves, that limits a lot of stuff you can do.
It does. It limits a lot of moves to make. And most of the time when you're making moves, you're making them trying to come back offensively, or you're trying to slow down the momentum offense that they have going. Luckily, we didn't need either. Matt did a good job stifling any offensive momentum they had going, and we were able to play from in front, so we didn't have to make a lot of moves. But that's never fun. The dugout was very empty. It was kind of didn't have any options. But guys responded, and it's that 24-hour bug. We're all back healthy now and good to go for this series.
Coach, you played Belmont on Monday. That was the 4th game in 4 days, all on the road, a 12-6 loss, and that's already a hitter's park, being on top of that hill. And the wind's blowing out about 13 to 20 miles an hour yesterday. They took advantage of it. You had a few runs yourself. They got 5 home runs yesterday.
Yeah, that was that ballpark played very small. They lifted balls. I thought we had good at bats. Yeah. We lined some balls up. We had some opportunities early in the game. We lined into a double play with Darian, and Darian starting to get better swings off, and that you never know what can happen when you play from in front there, because I felt like we could have gotten out and done some things on the bases, and but they exploited some young pitching and some weaknesses that we are showing now in our midweek pitching. They did what you're supposed to do to mislocated pitches, and we pitched behind the count. Alex Hicks was very good early. Hit a wall about the 50-pitch mark. Got bothered a little bit with just the speed of the running game and doing some little things, but he showed some signs of more like what he was in the fall with that sinker in the strike zone, and they beat it in the ground for the first 2 innings, and I felt like we were in good shape. But then the young guys learned that if you pitch at the belt, in a fly ball park, you're going to be hurt.
Coach, you turn around, you have UConn this weekend. First of all, weather going to be a factor, it looks like, this weekend, so keep up with the social media and GoTigersGo.com, but there's got to be some movement of the series. Before we talk about UConn, another big deal this weekend, Terry Pressgrove. It's a tradition you've had since you've come in here 12 years ago to honor the past, whether it's a team, some sort of staff member? I know you had Stan's jersey retired one year, or a player, and this year it's going to be Terry Prescott.
Yeah, that's one thing, that when I came 12 years ago, that they had done nothing to really embrace the past. And the program has some good history from the 70s. And so we started putting a jersey up, retiring a jersey, just one a year. And there's really not we talked to Bob Wynn, we talked to people around the building that have been around Tiger baseball for a long time. I read the media guides and just listening to former players talk about events that happened when we do have these alumni gatherings. And Terry's name has come up very frequently as some big home runs he hit, some numbers that he put up, and the more we talked about it, we felt like it was time to honor Terry, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, let's talk about UConn. This is a team, they lost 2 out of 3 against East Carolina. They were all tight games. The series opener was an extra inning game. You looked at them struggling a little bit early. They had a lot of their arms back. Their position players now starting to move. This is a team with 4 weeks to go. They're in position to try to make a second half run, not only for a conference championship for the regular season, but maybe put themselves in a position, if they play really well, for an at-large.
Yeah, they're built that way. Their Friday and Saturday pitchers are dominant. Their Friday night guy is a starter, a rotation guy on Team USA. So he's an elite 4 starting pitchers in the country in college baseball. So, and their Saturday guy is going to be somewhere in the top 5 rounds. So you bit off more than you can chew right there, unless you really generate some things on Friday. And I thought last year we played UConn very tough on the road up there. It's tough travel. There's a lot of toughness about that series, but they're built tough, and so the challenge is going to be for us to, if we can just dominate the strike zone from the mound and not give away things. And I think they have exploited a lot of times on opponents' mistakes, and then it doesn't take much with the 2 pitchers that they have to push a couple runs across. So. Jimmy does a great job, well-coached team, very formidable opponent in the league, and they're usually a second-half team, and we've always been a pretty good second-half team, so it's going to be a good matchup.
All right, sounds good. Coach, we'll see you at the ballpark this weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Coach Darren Show and Rock. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.